speaking truth, seeking heart, reaching knowledge, leaking seeds, sowing harvest, reaping man of meager meaning. I have yet to leave, I'm still breathing. To quit, I have no reason. I mean, I'm asleep, but I be trying to live my dreams. I cannot even act if it's all easy. Either you gon' do it or you don't. Really, it ain't no in between. Baby, you can ask the sun, it's an everyday theme. Consistency in your routine is how you bring reality. Working like a slave, that's how I made this masterpiece. Living like a god, I lay at night, I rest in peace. They remember me, but I am not Haram or beef.
Hey. Peace.
North America prayer, please. Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, allows a protector or guide in our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali, Amen Ashe, Shalom Aleichem, Irish Islamism. Peace, 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 peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
Peace, peace. How y'all doing today?
Great, and outstanding.
Great, man. Gratitude to everybody. And gratitude to everybody that's here today that's joining us for this little display we're going to break down real fast. Just give me one more second. Let me grab one more thing. We're going to get right started. What's the weather like out there, Noble Malik?
And it's sunny and about almost going to be 90 degrees today.
Man, it's almost 90 out there, Cali.
It's beautiful.
Exactly. Say it's beautiful, Noble.
I think it's like 85 or 88 today.
85 or 88. Okay. That's dope. But yeah, man, everything good my way. I was just setting something up real fast, so pardon me, y'all. I mean to be long. I should have did this earlier, but apologies. It's
all good, Sheik. We all here.
Who is that, Joy Sean?
No,
it's me. It's me still.
Oh, okay. That's my Noble Lamarck. That's Noble Lamarck. So, peace, y'all. Sorry, I was doing two things at once, so apologies, man. I got so much going on. I'm back in my home city, and it's good to be home. It's good to build with people, man. It's good to just be righteous, man, when it comes down to the science, you know? And not trying to tell no one who they are or trying to tell a person, man, you just have to understand truth and falsehood. But with that being said, man, today is Saturday, and today is our Adapt class. And here at the BBT, we use Saturday to go over some of the Gnostic wisdom, or try to, how can I say, diffuse some of the things that, and sometimes we may be sincere, but a lot of times we may be sincerely wrong. So we use these times to kind of clear things up for our brothers and sisters. So today we're just going to talk about a little bit of signs and symbols. And I might hold some things up for you can see. You know, if not, I hope you have a good visual and you can visualize what I'm saying. If not, hey, it is what it is. But when we talk about different crafts and things, and like masonry and how can I say, hermetic, comedic science, no matter if it's a lower level masonry or if it's a rose and cross, no matter if it's 32 or so-called 33 or 99 degrees, a lot of times brothers and sisters get things misconstrued from a misunderstanding or from social media, or from just a lot of our brothers and sisters that really have no idea. And I think that's why, well, I don't think, that's why we are confused with a lot of the science that's promulgated in the world. You know, remember, theology, philosophy, masonry, when I talk about using these skills, are crafts of the world. These are tools in a toolbox. So we're going to talk about ancient symbolism. You know, when I always say we're here to remove the veil of all secret so-called sciences. Nothing is secret with me. Is it sacred? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we speak about these things freely, you know, because we have to understand that ideas are born out of things. The mind of man and woman seeks to attach a meaning or give identity to each external thing which it experiences. What do you mean? Because we have a name for every experience on this world or anything we do. It's a name for it, or we attach a name to energies per se. Think about this. What? He's tough. He's strong. We always attach a certain type of meaning to things. The unknown is aggravating to intelligence, even the intelligence of the primitive mind. Consequently, nothing which commands attention or seems to touch our lives continually is left unexplained by us. And where the natural causes are not observed, others are imagined by the fertile human mind. Therefore, the savage man has an explanation for every phenomenon in his world of experience. Everything we do in this world is an experience. But there are, however, some objects which we perceive, which not only suggest their own nature to our minds, but likewise depict other ideas or concepts, stay with me, which we have had. What I'm saying, brothers and sisters, such objects are representative of something other than themselves. Such objects become symbols. Natural symbols are principally, or how can I say, just on the basic, are the result of suggestion. So that's just on the principle basis. It's something about the form of the sign which resembles the element or elements of some previous group of ideas in our experience. So as we get to the, how can I say, the meat and the potatoes of this signs and symbols of wisdom, I'm going to show some things like, or keep in your mind, if you ever, I don't know if y'all can see that, but we're talking about the all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye. So as we talk about the all-seeing eye, let's break this science down. Because today we in Adept Class.
Islam.
Islam. In modern times, the eye may be used to represent the eye of the supreme architect of the universe. But this is a limitation of the interpretation which the mystics of old and of today give this very ancient symbol. Let's add more. To them, the eye is symbolically of sight, but essentially of the clear sight, which gives realization. And when the eye was adopted as the symbol of the supreme ruler of the universe, it was intended to typify the all-conscious or ever-conscious mind of the creator, which sees all and therefore knows all. In this context, the eye came to be the symbol of divine consciousness or cosmic consciousness, called by some modern mystics the universal consciousness. Therefore, this eye is said to rule over the sun and the moon, the comets and the stars, and likewise the heart of man and woman. Not that they obey by violation the ever watchful eye, as the child obeys the parent in fear of the watchful eyes, but all nature manifests according to the divine scheme conceived in the mind of the creator. And all such manifestations are ever the same, ever true to principle, because the eye of divine consciousness directs the operations of all cosmic laws. You see? So then when we talk about the 47th problem of Euclid, I hope you're writing these things down and you following me. I told you I'm going to remove the veil of all religious dogma. It's nothing secret.
Let's go.
So the 47th problem of elucid or Euclid. It may win, and let me show you the symbology. Let me show you the symbology, because I have to show you the symbology so you can see what I'm saying. As Brian say, y'all see that symbology? You see that what that is? What you're looking at? You're looking at a couple of things. Couple of things you're looking at. It's a couple things you're looking at. Watch this. Let's break the wisdom down. Let's break the wisdom down. It may, when understood in its geometrical presentation, arouse an interest in the arts and sciences, as is often claimed, but the emblem is seldom presented in such light. To the average student of mysticism of modern times, the emblem means nothing, although it suggests some law pertaining to the square and a triangle, to the square and a triangle, to the square and a triangle. Geometrically, of course. And let me go back. Let me reverse. Remember, we talk about the circle and the square. They both have 360 degree of parameter. I mean, degrees, just different parameter. So let's proceed. Geometrically, of course, the problem is a result of the work of Pythagoras, who studied the ancient Egyptian mysteries in the old temples and later founded a branch of the Rosicrucian Brotherhood. By it, he proved that the area of the square was equal to the area of two smaller squares. Excuse me, the area of two smaller squares built upon the triangle, and vice versa. When I tell you in elementary school, you have what? Your compass and your square. You have it on your on your pencil. You have that on your pencil, and then you have a ruler. The so-called on the Masonic, when you see that, those are two little elementary tools. Two that we use in elementary. That's why I always say it's snowman wisdom. It's elementary wisdom. And to mystics, however, the problem proved the contention of the masters that the triangle is a symbol of perfect creation, because it contains all and will support all that may be built properly upon it. Remember, we're talking about architecture. We find this principle utilized in many secret organizations as a law for the placing of the feet of the initiated. The feet are either what? Placed so that they form the size of a triangle or the two sides of a square. Now that's just facts. And if anybody don't understand that, then I don't know what's being promulgated. There are, of course, other esoteric interpretations, which I'll talk about at a later discussion. And so now when we talk about the anchor and the arc, research the anchor and the arc. All this stuff my Masonic brothers should understand is nothing spooky. We've been taught wrong. I'm adding value too. And here we have another dual emblem, part ancient and part very modern. Remember the exoteric meaning, the EX of these two are too obvious for extended purposes. Safe passage on the sea of life and safe mooring in the harbor of peace. But the two emblems have other and more esoteric, esoteric interpretations. To the mystics, the ark was emblematical of the sacred places wherein we deposited and preserve the sacred possessions of a material or worldly nature belonging to the temple or the officers or brethren thereof. And then the ark was held as a repository, distinctly different from the book. One contained and preserved the spiritual possessions and the divine laws. The other contained and preserved the secret things pertaining to earthly existence and the temple's work. Therefore, the ark was the emblem of the concealed, tiled, guarded, and safe place where the bonds which united the brethren were secretly and sacredly preserved. Therefore, the anchor, on the other hand, is a more modern emblem and is in fact a development from the ancient symbol of the codices of Hermes, which consisted of the wand entwined by serpents. That old emblem was a symbol of power and authority, and the anchor is intended to convey the same meaning in the connection with the temple or lodge convocations. Therefore, the above dual emblem means the depository of the secret and sacred papers or jewels of the temple, and the power or authority of the assembled body. Stay with me, brothers and sisters. We removing the veil. The three steps, while exoterically representing the three steps or phases of life: youth, manhood, and age, or the 3 degrees of progress through the mysteries of life. So then you get to the true ancient interpretations. It's quite different. And as temple after temple in ancient Egypt is brought to light by the excavations of the various exploring people, we find that 3 steps lead to the entrances of these temples or the altars within those temples. And in no part of these temples where any holy or sacred point was located do we not find 3 steps leading thereto. We're dealing with this wisdom now. So the explanation or interpretation of this symbol is found in the triangle, the most ancient of all symbols or emblems. Remember, the equilateral triangle was a mystical symbol because it was possible to place it in any position and have it true in its representation. Remember, and then this, the square or cube, was much like the triangle. Remember this. The principle is found in the figure I showed y'all. The numerical typified the ancient principles of divinities or the law of creation, aka perfect creation. Therefore, in approaching a holy or sacred place, 3 steps were taken. And as the last steps in reaching the point, not as 3 steps in the beginning or middle of the approach, as is now often done, to indicate that he who approached the point was conscious or mindful of the 3 principles of nature and the creator, which gave him earthly existence. For example, according to the law of the triangle, man's whole consciousness, existence, depended upon the unity of these 3 principles in man. So exoterically, the 3 principles were expressed as body, spirit, and soul. So when we talk about the next symbol, the maul, the spade, and the coffin, the maul, the spade, and the coffin. And then when you see on the coffin in masonry, you see the pentagram on it. Y'all can't see the picture. If my nose will blow me up, y'all be able to see the symbology. But the maul, the spade, and the coffin, and in their combination, these emblems form a symbol, limited to 1 or possibly 2 forms of secret organizations, but separately, each has a mystical meaning, and it's quite interesting. Watch this. Hold on, I need some water, y'all. Sorry.
Get them libations.
You know it. See, brothers, watch this. I love all my Masonic brothers, but no one can deny what we saying here. I'm telling y'all, others use this for power. We just need our power back. I'm telling you. And once we get our power back, it's a result. The maul was ever the symbol of directed or controlled force, possibly because it was so used in its practical application by the stone workers and others. Therefore, mystically, It represents a specific application of power or energy to one place, and sudden and determined, with a definite and final result. Therefore, we see how it came to be used in more modern symbolism. The spade was held as a symbol of research because it was used for delving into the earth. In this sense, the digging of a grave with a spade is a mystical symbol of preparing an entrance into deeper or more serious mysteries. The coffin, like the tomb, was a symbol of confinement, imprisonment, and suspicion of existence or manifestation. To be entombed was to prevent the continued transition of the body and the growth of a newer form of manifestation. With the acacia at the side of the coffin, that leaf that's only indigenous to the continent of Africa, growing naturally, the symbol meant that while the body was held a prisoner, the soul was immortally free. That's who buried in a shallow grave in your biblical scripture. Jabal, Jablum, and Jablim, they buried Haram in a shallow grave. So when you listen, when you understand the pot of incense, stay with me, because what we're doing, I'm showing you the mysteries of what people will play in your face. Your brother is going to lead you the way. I'm telling you, it's nothing spooky. It's written Kabbalistically to keep the uninitiated away from what? Yourself. The pot of incense, perhaps one of the most sacred of all points, reached by 3 steps in the ancient temple, was the altar. Upon this altar, always in the true geographical east, was the sacred fire, burning in splendor and ever alive with the heat and flame. But upon the altar, or just in front of it, was the pot of incense. The incense may be used in modern times to symbolize the flame and heat of the fire on the altar, and it may seem to represent the flame or glow of appreciation in our hearts for our existence. But in truth, the use of the incense had a very distinct purpose in the days of old. And incense is still used in some sacred ceremonies of secret guilds for the same purpose. And if the purpose of the incense pot were simply to demonstrate a burning fire, the incense itself might be disposed of and only the glowing charcoal used. But the incense used in Egypt and still used in a lot of our ceremonies was carefully prepared according to the law of alchemy. Just like I can show y'all alchemy of electricity and the unk, when it's copper, all that stuff is alchemy. The vibrations emanating from the incense pot were for such a nature that they first produced upon those in the temple a physical effect, then a mental effect, and finally a spiritual effect. Now we talk about the shishat. I'm telling you, when you research what the shishat was in the hieroglyphics, you'll be like, man, Sheik. And then when I get deeper, that's the Sophia, the female counterpart of wisdom as well. Understand what I'm saying? See, we remove the veil. You have to see this. And this was the true purpose of the incense. This was the true purpose of the incense. This was the true purpose of the shishat. I'm telling you, I broke this down in a piece of wisdom, the Cannabis Christ.
Islam.
Gratitude, Malik, the proper kind, known only to the sects, using the ancient Egyptian ceremonies, will induce or bring about a spiritual attunement with nature's divine forces, and thus make possible greater cosmic or divine illumination. You want to be illuminated. You want to be the enlightened one. We let everybody get us with their negative connotations. When you hear this, oh, ish, similar to but not original, depending on the context. Because ish can be in the positive context, how we love each other, how we represent who we are, how we wear our fez, how we wear our turban. how we give honor to our sheik and our teachers, how we give honor to each other, how we live. That's the ish of Moorish. That's the ish. We don't give nothing negative to the negative connotation, because we know the pendulum swing the same way to the left as it does to the right. We understand that. But in this context, we have to be taught the right way when we're dealing with words and suffix and all these things. It's only one way. What? The right way. That's all. Therefore, we find the present incense pot has lost its purpose and its symbolism. May it soon be found, along with the lost word, which is and is not lost. So when you see the so-called 6-point star and it's entwined, you know, when you see it's entwined, when you see the so-called 6-point star and it's entwined, the same way when I be showing y'all a compass and square, when you will see we broken down in the I, self-law and master, the meaning of Islam, you know, in the science. And I showed you how the compass and the square, depending on how it's layered, depending on if one leg is over the top and the other was underneath and vice versa, it's all symbology. And when you have to have a clear understanding of what's going on, we just want a clear understanding. We just coming back home. I'm telling y'all, man, we digressed. Think about it. If we had all our scholars back then doing lectures, John Henry Clark, educators, Dr. Ben, Sheikh Anna Diop, Dr. Francis Krause Wilson, C. Freeman L. They weren't talking the crazy stuff that these people talking. They talking like I am right now, science and wisdom. You're not going to find no elder talking this stuff that these people talking, because that's irrelevant. The double interlacing triangle is used in very many of the Jewish synagogues, and it's called the shield of David. The two yads. You see the two yads in the middle. The two yads in the center are not part of the shield, but are sometimes placed as shown. They are also used in the center of a triangle and are abbreviations of the word. They say Jehovah, but I always say Yahweh, because there never was a J in the dialect, and are used by Jews per se to express the word on account of the prohibition to pronounce or write the word in full. But to the Rosicrucians, the triangle is the symbol of perfection. It depicts the unity of two polarities of a different nature, resulting in what? A manifestation. All through nature, whether in the macrocosm or the microcosm world, the law of what? Duality always going to exist, my brothers and my sisters. And when the opposites are brought together, a certain result, whether it be a material, a spiritual, organic, or inorganic creation. The 2 points of the triangle allude to the opposite polarities. And the third point thereof, or therefore, excuse me, is the place of their meeting, or where they come together. It's the culmination of the law. So the interlaced triangles, as I showed y'all in that pictorial, represent the perfection of the law of duality on both what? The material and spiritual planes. Remember I said 360 degrees is just the sum of material wisdom, but 720 degrees is the sum total of both material and spiritual wisdom. That symbology, what I just showed you, just said what I just said in the sentence.
Absolutely.
Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And this is what I'm trying to tell when I say, listen, I tell people, I say, listen, man, it's the wisdom that's going to get your life together. They put the stuff right in front of you. When I show you so much symbology, when I show you these two birds with the head circle, when I show you this picture right here, and you think it's two birds, and I say, okay, really, that's the dove, the symbol of God, the Holy Spirit. And they all know this. This is the regular conventional treatment. Formerly church decorators generally placed this symbol in a central position and kept them conventionally drawing. But there has been a strong disposition of the late years to make this dove more natural. The dove is something used as an emblem of the resurrection. It is then called the ascending or resurrection dove. You might see this on a lot of people's different tarot cards that they don't even know what they be talking about. And straightway coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens open and the spirit like a dove descended upon him. Did y'all hear that in the Christian Bible? Where, Sheik? Mark chapter 1, verse 10. Read it for yourself. Tell me what you get. Aside from the common theological explanation that I just gave, it's a deeper mystical significance attributed to this symbol. The people that get the extra significant, the esoteric, are those of the way. I only give a title on here. You have to be my close companion. It's way much more. As we proceed, the descending dove alludes to the consciousness of the Creator descending to and pervading the mind of man and woman in all of its purity. In all of its purity. The ascending dove alludes to the God consciousness in man and woman soaring heavenward and thus maintaining its unity with the Creator. In other words, my brothers and sisters, the descending and ascending doves represent what? Oscillation of cosmic consciousness between what? Man and the source of all cosmic consciousness. Remember, the more science, the closest place to find God, Allah, is in the heart. We don't believe nothing outside of ourselves. We pulling the veil. I hope all my brothers and sisters, you want to join the craft. The craft is right here. The brotherhood is right here. There's nothing wrong with brotherhood. We under the brotherhood of Melchizedek. I mean, it's just what it is. Brothers and sisters, we right here. I got too much ginger in that. But the beehive, being busy as little bees per se, may give rise to the belief that the beehive is an emblem of industry. And it reminds us the fact that we must labor and none shall be idle amongst us. But one could hardly call that a mystical interpretation of this symbol. And it most certainly is not the ancient meaning given by the mystics of Egypt and other countries to this natural emblem. Therefore, the beehive in the ancient times, brothers and sisters, it typifies several laws of nature and several principles of divine mysticism. In brief, that we must build a place wherein to labor. We must build a place. That's why it's important for us to have our brick and mortar and understand tax codes. Why? Because we can build our temple. This was to represent the temple. That within the temple, all must be engaged. What? Mutual. You know? Cooperative. Productive. This was the foundation or the keystone of the cooperative graphs or guilds, that we are servants unto others. We are servants unto others and must devote our lives to extracting from nature those elements which are useful to man, to woman, and refine them, brothers and sisters. I hope y'all listening. When somebody got some good, your brother, we supposed to support it. I'm y'all brother. Yeah. I promise you, what we get is us. It's going to change the world. We need it. We need our brick and mortar. We need people to support. We need people to get books. We need people to like and share this. We need it. And in this sense, the honey was often used to do what? To represent the same principle or law for man and woman to follow. That we must take from the material world such elements as will build our bodies into a home for the soul to reside, as the bees build the hive into which is stored the sweets of life. Look what the bees do all together. Don't they do that? Don't all the bees come together and then what? Build up the sweetness of life? Don't they do that?
Absolutely.
Come on.
And the healing too. They use that honey, boys, for healing purposes.
Come on, Malik.
That's some his sock. Why are you
Yeah,
playing?
it's in the Bible. Honey is in the Bible. Cinnamon is too.
Yeah,
Come
myrrh,
on, y'all.
frankincense.
And we can't even do the work that bees doing. We talk about, well, God put us to be over this, and we can't even do the work that the bees doing. And we can help, we can support, and we still choose not to because everything is a choice. Yes, we can. Yes, you can support the BBT. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because you're going to get way more. I tell people everything that I have and that my nobles have, it comes from us. All our feathers, all our turbans, all that. When people donate and stuff, we give because
Well,
we
they got
have
to come
gratitude.
experience it though. That's the catch. They don't. They're just looking from afar. They got to come experience it.
Yes, our
I'm
doors
gonna just tell
open.
you, it is a level of accountability too. So, just letting you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And not no low level of accountability.
It has to be, Malik.
Absolutely. That's why I'm
And we ain't
saying it.
talking about what you doing is wrong. And that's what we'll be telling everybody when people be like in awe of things. No, we talking about just being the best you. We talk about
Yeah.
being the best you, being accountable and
Takes
showing up.
work.
And that's
Takes
it.
work.
Yes, it takes work. And so we got brothers like ourselves come around the brothers that's in the work. You
Yeah.
should want to be around brothers that's in the work. I tell nobles, you shouldn't want to get locked up and then be reaching out to me when you locked up and have to have your freedom took. Why? Why we got to do it? Have your mom and them sending me money? Can you send me this? Oh, no, we should be doing that while we free. While we free. I got more brothers that's locked up that be dealing with me than free people. And one of my homies that live in Vegas, he get money. He still send money. He'll like, Sheik, even though I do my thing, he'll like, you saved my life. He'll like, and brothers that's free, they don't even do what they supposed to do. I said, well, it's what it is. But we free. And that's just the analogy that he's saying. We free, y'all.
Yeah.
We free. And in other words, the mystical interpretation of the symbol was that man must mold our outer and physical bodies so that it will contain and preserve the richness, the sweetness, like Malik said, and fruits of our labor and experiences, not for his own selfish use, but for the upbuilding and strengthening of others. Look what Malik do, sacrifice every weekend to work out with us. Look what Lamar do through the week, every morning, getting us to work out. And the age we are, we in better shape than a lot of brothers. We ain't comparing ourselves, but they be like, man, y'all, what this age? You don't have ED? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Boy. Attention,
No.
attention.
No, no, no.
You hear me, Malik?
Yes,
Attention.
sir.
Because it's a lifestyle. What
For
I'm saying,
March.
it's a lifestyle. It's a preserving. I'm telling y'all. And that's what we said. That's what I'm saying with this science. It's a lifestyle. You're going to see different. You're going to see those that's really into their real alchemy, what they really look like from others. You're going to see it in their face. You're going to see it in their eyes. You're going to see it in their body. You're going to see the joy that they have for what? Everything. And then I have real brothers. So you know I got joy because I ain't know these brothers when I was growing up. Me and my brothers met each other in what? The science on social media. They met me in my real life at my store. And we brothers. For life. You heard me?
Yeah. Eternity, man.
Yeah. And so it's indeed a great lesson to be learned from a study of the mystical interpretation. Remember, the esoteric is always the key. You get the exo is the outer. I can get you there. But now the exo is just the schoolmaster. Now, like Malik said, we want you to come in. And we find this pyramid in Egypt were built in similar design, in similar manner, and for a similar purpose. And the purpose has been fulfilled. Remember, that's why I tell people what? All the stuff has been fulfilled. What? It's been what? Magnified.
Yeah, like you being saved.
Come on.
You just gotta go continue to do right. That's all.
You know, the sixth, you know, that tool. You know, that tool. Watch this. We just breaking this wisdom down. We on great time. Watch this. This supposed to be another symbol of time, reminding us of our short span of earthly existence. But this too is a purely esoteric interpretation of the emblem. Remember, everything has duality. That's why in the science, when a lower level person, you're only going to get the exo. And I just sit there with peace and I say, that's why I don't argue with no one. That's why when people come on my page, Malik, no matter what nationality, especially, no disrespect, Albion, Dyke, or European, why are you mad at me? Like, why are you mad at me for being honest? I don't say nothing prejudiced to no color. We don't have a prejudice.
You're unveiling the truth.
You know, real talk, Malik. I said, I don't have prejudice. I got more European colleagues or Albion colleagues than anyone. You know, my professor is my homeboy, and he's a Scottish Rite Mason. I don't have nothing, a prejudice bone in my body. But when I speak the science and I say the truth is just the truth, and most people are Masons, and most of them are Scottish Rite Masons. They know what I'm saying because they sons of Muslims. I'm trying to resurrect my brothers and sisters, like my dad said. My dad just turned 80. And so I talked to my dad because my dad was in masonry. My dad left. Even though my dad is my elder, I'm my dad's teacher. These is facts. And my dad said me, like, son, it's going to take a while. Why? Because your people have to get like, it's our people that's lost. It's our people that's subjugated. It's our people that think the biblical scriptures is some other man book. It's everything is the other man, everything is the other man.
It came from some ancient. It came from some ancient before they start calling it this anyway.
Yes.
We just modern terms right now. That's all this is. It's in the language of the people in modern terms, and you got to do your research and your etymology breakdowns, and you'll get the clarity.
Yes. And see, and Malik, and that's another thing my dad was saying about what we said was not common to us. What? Learning and education. What's common to us? Going to church, being on our knees. We're not educated, and our educators don't bring it back. They take an oath to what? To not spread the science. And then you be the elite. It's just what it is. And I'm telling you, when I say this, the only reason why I speak truth, because I had the opportunity to be one. You think they're not looking for elite people in the streets. They're looking for our kind in certain areas, in academia, this, not, and the other, especial in ministry, this, not, and the other. If you got a gift, they'll try to hold you from not saying it. And it's contingent. If you do, you can get this, you can get that. You can get the faith-based initiative. If you a minister and all this, all these other funds that come to you, you just have to do what? Go this route. Yes. Yes. I'm telling you.
Be Harema Biff.
Yes. And when I tell y'all, man, like people talk about sacrifice, I already done sacrificed a lot. I've been through academia. I'll be telling my move. I done had opportunities. I turned down opportunities. You have to sign a contract. It's contingent on X, Y, Z. One job I had at the school, they was like, well, you give away all what you teaching people. They're like, you can teach. They're like, your curriculum, what you teach, a person can graduate from university in 6 months with you. Why? Because I got the degree. Duh. So the science and the spirituality, and I have the library. So
what's our song? But you don't hear me though.
Yeah. It's just what it is. And I come from no biasness. And so with that too, the sit represents the destructive force of nature, so-called by the semi-illuminated. And to the illuminated mind, the so-called destructive forces are actually the forces of what? Transmutation and transition. You see how I just flipped that? I told you, when you are the mystic, when you are the sign and the symbol, when you are the spell, can't nobody put no spell on you. No mortal man don't have the power to do nothing to you. All they gonna do
mysticism.
Yes, it ain't gonna work because you are the spell. It's none of that stuff. That's why I be laughing. I said, man,
unless you believe it.
Yep. Somebody trying to read Malik tarot card or try to tell Malik something, it's gonna hurt them. Why? Because Malik is the tarot. With all due respect. I keep telling people, I said, okay. I said, you're gonna open a Pandora's box and you can't close it because you playing. I tell people this all day. The ancient alchemists and even the modern mystics, the process of regeneration includes action, which seems to be destructive. I tell people this when we use analogy, you have to destroy something. What? Doubt. That you're not God, doubt that you this, you regular, and this, not and the other. Oh, you okay when I call myself a N-I-G-G-A and a gangster, a thug, a killer. But when I tell you that I'm God, Allah, in the flesh, standing erect with all my extremities as a perfect penta, now you got a problem with it. You see?
Because it holds them to a higher standard too, though, because you have risen yourself. You have resurrected yourself. So it's holding them to a higher standard of accountability. People don't know what that looks like because that's just truth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
And see, to change a gross metal into a more refined metal, it required the work of the crucible, or the crucible, excuse me, that the heat and flames might tear down to some degree the atomic structure of the gross metal, so that the process of what? Rebuilding might be more what? Easily carried out. As we always say, man, you got to be willing to get a flush and fill and reboot your hard drive with me. If not, it's not gonna happen. It always happens with these men. They come for a certain reason. If you're not willing to get a reboot your hard drive and get a flush and fill, you're just trying to build on rubble. You just here for something. You trying to get something, and it always happens. Each one, I be calling it out.
Trying to yabba dabba do.
And that's exactly what.
That's a lot of meaning to what I just said, though. But
but Malik, it is, and
it's a lot of meaning to what
they get in trouble. Everyone, they get in trouble.
Yeah, but guess what? Yabba dabba do. That's Flintstones, right?
Yeah.
What was they showing on there too? Weren't they Masons too?
Yeah.
Didn't they go to the lodge?
Yeah. They was
that's why I said yabba do.
What's they lodge? Damn, I forget they lodge. Yep. And they wore the fez. Yeah. They were just a little furry.
On cartoons. Because that was like the Russian fez to represent the afros that the original Russian icons had. That was their natural hair.
Yep. Come on, Malik.
That's why it's furry. That's why they had it furry, because they can't grow afros like that.
Yep. Message.
But that just represented. Yeah, that just represented the afro, not the fez. I mean, the fez in essence, but the afro that they couldn't grow.
And that's symbolic. That's symbology. Absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But the human body, like metals and other material structures, must, in time, submit to the tearing down process. It must come to a point where its component parts separate and seem to what? Disintegrate. From this stage begins the process of what? Transition, resulting in a new relationship of all parts, manifesting in another form of earthly expression. Thus, the Sith is to remind the mystic that life on earth in the present form is but transitory, always becoming something else. It means a change. Come on, bro.
It's like it's like a flower blossoming, right?
Come on, Malik.
You don't know the pain if the pain, or if the transformation is painful. We just see the beauty in it, right? Just think about your life, right? There's beauty in your transformation and growth. As much as you went through, and you know the pain that you went through and the struggle that you went through the growth, and to make it beautiful, right? The flower goes through the same process. We are all plants, living plants, living organisms.
Islam. Islam. Gratitude for that bill. And just like when we talk about the hourglass and seeing this and that's like the Empress hit me up. She was like, man, your platform is a safe place. I said, we're trying to make it a safe place. We're trying to make it a safe place. We're not trying to tell nobody what. We tell you, look, we under the triple rose. We just want you to have a clear understanding. It's one nationality, many cultures. We understand. You can take us to any part of the world. I guarantee you, we can be who we are. You take me and my muftis anywhere, China, Mexico, anywhere. I guarantee you, we'll be who we are. I guarantee you, we have those people around us. I guarantee you, we'll be able to have a Sunday school, Adept Class with all the natives and everything doing what we're doing. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Me too.
The hourglass. Yeah, because it already happened, man. And like all my European colleagues that I graduated with, they're like, man, you just got to get your brothers and sisters to understand. And I don't mind when they say this. They're like, but they say they understand the Bible. Y'all are stiff-necked people. They're not saying nothing wrong. Here it is, your brother right here.
Saying what it is.
Yes. They're not saying that we some NIGGA, some goofy head. Man, I went to school with these people. They say, man, your people got a lot of work to do. And because here it is, you here, anointed and consecrated and educated and can build something. This is what we're supposed to be celebrating and building with. So I understand that, that's why I'm encouraged. Like, this is like, once we get there, it's over. This is the testimony.
No, it's not over. It just begun.
Yeah. It's just beginning. That's why I said I'm encouraged. That's why I work out so much, y'all. That's why I be in tune with my brother. That's why I hit them up all the time. Say, man, I love y'all, because our energy has to be up. You have to have the right energy. You have to have the right vibration to do this. You can't be down on yourself and play, or being concerned with time. Time. What you mean time? Time don't exist. It never was a time when man was not. I don't operate with time. I don't deal with time. I deal with right now. So whatever happened today, happened today. I deal with the right now. So I don't put no limit on it. I put my energy and my understanding into my energy, into my vibration. And my vibration have to be high every single day. And I have to do the things to keep my vibration high. These are the tools in the toolbox. This is the work.
In the circle 7. Within the circle 7, you got to do all of this.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing foreign. I'm just speaking. We putting it in layman terms. We having a conversation which brothers and sisters should be able to have when you into your science. What the words come out of your mouth. You don't have to be looking up nothing. It's basic conversation. It's basic conversation, and your conversation is wisdom. Your conversation is understanding. Your conversation is love. How? Because it's a spell. This is what we're trying to tell you, my brothers and sisters. Think about this. So let's proceed. We got a little more time. The hourglass. This is another emblem which has so obviously an exoteric meaning. We know the exoteric meaning. The mystical interpretation is often lost. You see, time is fleeting, and the human life on earth is like the passing of the sands. But to the mystics, to us, to the adapts, to the Gnostics, to the adapt thinkers, to my brothers, the hourglass was not known. And it was not known. And in its place, time, measured by the sun's movement, was symbolically of opportunities that come and go. You see that? In the first place, we got to understand that the second, the minute, and the hour of time, as now used, is a man-made affair. And to us adapts, to us mystics, to us Gnostics, no such arbitrary standard or gauge could have a deep and divine significance. To us adapts, to us masters, to us mystics, to us Gnostics, neither time nor space exists in its context. Both are artificial creations of man's mind to explain away or excuse his inability to overcome seeming obstacles. But brothers and sisters, in the cosmic world and in the world of thought, the present is likened with the past and future. What was is now and shall be. I will be what I will to be. What I thought then, right, can be it right now. Thought travels so instantaneously that the word spoken now reaches all places, and it leaves the mind and is here and there and everywhere at the same damn time. That's why I say what? Right now. That's why I say when? Well, tomorrow. No, right now. Well, I want to get in shape tomorrow. No, you don't. You want to get in shape right now. You manifesting it now. We understand. We making it understand. I want it right now, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. I want it right now. Why? And if I want it right now, then it's some work that I got to do.
Right now.
I'm putting a spell on myself right now. I cast my own spell right now. I keep telling people you can't play with a person that understands all the science, and that is the spell. All I do is say right now. What you mean right now? It's already done. Then I leave it alone. Thus, time and space are not annihilated, for they do not exist. They are not overcome, for the constitute nothing to be overcame. Thus, the hourglass, and then you can put the wings on it, is an emblem or a symbol to remind us that time and the journey through space are mere symbols themselves, and that our lives on this earth are like unto the symbol, seeming conditions. Man, I almost finna spit my juice out, man. No, man, why my Malik, my homeboy just texted me, said, man, she have an intermission and put that goddamn gold collection plate out. Right now, you working too hard.
That's hilarious.
Man, I got a couple of things going on. He said, she need to pause. He was like, yeah, it's on there. It's on my I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stop. It's on my TikTok, all the way you can donate. It's on there, brother. And you can share it if you want to. He was like, man, everybody should donate something to this brother right now. What he say? And if you a Mason, you know you're telling the truth. And if you want to be illuminated, you know you're being illuminated. Just give credit where credit is due. Gratitude for your kind words. But nobody don't have to donate nothing if they don't want to. You do that when you want to. You do that when you want to. Because when you donate to me, I'll be so excited. I'll be so elated. I'll be giving gifts. I'll be trying to email people. A lady bought a book from me the other day, Malik. She bought my book. And then I sent her Forgotten Call of the Civil War. She like, that book costs $1,000, Sheik. She like, you gave it just. I said, I'm just excited that you purchased my book. I'm excited that you purchased my book. And she said, nobody can do the stuff that you do. I said, people that have the heart like me, they do. They might do it in their own way, And so I give gratitude. But yeah, man, if you want to donate, if you want to, if you have it, donate. If you don't, that's fine. And if you do have it on your heart when you want to, please do so. But let's proceed. We got about a couple more minutes and we're going to get out of here. So when I talk about the so-called scimitar and with the book of law, the law and the sword, remember, I told y'all here at the BBT, we don't gravitate to one science where we miss the essence of the rest. All my nobles are adapts. All my nobles are teachers. I'm just a map and a guide to lead the way, and my brothers can be greater than I. A sheik is just a fisher of a small group of people. They the ones, they the ministers, they're the apostles, they the prophets, they the one got the key. They're the ones. They're the ones. They're the ones. I'm only as good as my brothers. And when I say this, well, yes, I'm this, but if I'm that, what are they? They're greater than I. That's why I say this. That's why I know this. So let's proceed. We got a little bit more time. But gratitude for whoever just gave that donation. Gratitude. The law and the sword. Dang, gratitude. Oh, $400. Ain't nobody never gave me that. Must have wanted. Okay, but anyway, the law and the sword may some consider the Constitution as the law and the sword as the guardian's defense against Cohen's, but the symbol of the double emblem is quite different from thus. Just like when we talk about the Constitution with all its sections. To the mystics, to the Gnostics, the law was logos. You know what they say, and logos was the law. In other words, the word was the law. And the word or law was represented by what? The stone tablets with rudely cut hieroglyphs, then by the parchment scroll, and later by the book. Therefore, a tablet, scroll, or papyrus scroll, or sacred book was always placed on the altar along with the other sacred articles. With all due respect, that's like when my Masonic brothers be acting like they don't know what I'm talking about, and everything I talk about is laid across the Masonic table or somebody playing. This ancient custom was changed in the later years by substituting the Holy Bible for the ancient book, and for the Bible came to be considered as the word or law through the influence of religion and the church, which considered the Holy Bible as the permanent record of the logos. And this is the origin of the use of the Bible in so many secret societies and fraternities of modern times. You hear what I said, modern, although there are some such organizations which adhere to the more ancient customs and use neither the Bible nor the book of Constitution, but have a book, usually a hand illuminated one, containing the ancient laws and rituals, which I have, of the guild, which they emulate. And everybody know this to be true. The sword, on the other hand, was symbolically of the force which would defend the brethren against attack, and at the same time enforce the practice of the laws laid down in the book. Therefore, the brethren were admonished or reminded by the combined emblem that between the law and the sword was to be found decree and obedience, as Malik say, accountability. Remember, words have synonyms, and when people don't understand words have synonyms, they get caught up and we just laugh. I say, you can't be an adapt. How? Because you don't understand the words have synonyms. We saying the same thing. Oh yeah, I know your fizz is a dunce hat. A brother's good conduct was safely lodged between the two and never conflicting. Remember that. Always. And never conflicting with each other. They never. So now we talk about the Ark of the Covenant. We got a little bit more time. Originally a temple. Remember we talk about the tabernacle built without hands, all these things. But originally a temple was a certain area or ground or space set aside for sacred purposes or for worship, where men and women could congregate to make their offerings and to meditate. And that's what our physical temple would be, where for our brothers and sisters could come. So we can have all our holy days, we can have our celebrations and things, we can come congregate, for we can see the great work we're doing. Our holy ground per se. You know, not a structure per se, even though I'm talking about a structure, but rather a place. Stay with me, because I'm always in a science. It's customary to have this in an area, a focal point represented by a small structure or altar, which alluded to the presence of the Creator. And this central point became known as the sanctum sanctorium, and the altar became known as the ark or the Shekinah in your biblical scripture. Later, when actual structures were erected to house or protect the sacred ground, the Shekinah or the ark continued to be placed in the center. It was the place where the consciousness of the Creator was thought to descend to the mundane. But all that's in your feds, because your feds have the mundane on it as well. There has come down, oh yeah, Malik, there has come down to us today in most religions the belief that wherever man may dedicate a place, a thing, or a condition to God, there the presence of the Creator dwells and makes the place, by virtue of this dedication, holy and sacred. See, all the symbols that the Mama Masonic brothers know, the cross on the rock. We all know the basic things, you know, but there are various interpretations of the symbol of the cross mounted up on a rock. The most common theological interpretation is based on the following in the book of Matthew. For my brothers and sisters, that's some research. It's easy to find it. Remember, upon this rock, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. The rock represents what? The stability of the divine principle, being therefore eternal and enduring. In this
Or you can say the gates of your lower self.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the cross alludes in the theological interpretation to the Christian church and its righteousness doctrines and teachings founded upon the rock of infinite truth, with just all respect. And the mystical interpretation defines the rock as the primacy of truth and infinite knowledge, enduring time and unchanged by the, how can I say it? The attitude and the lower self of man. Upon the rock may be mounted the symbol of any faith. What I said again, upon the rock may be mounted the symbol of any faith, teaching, or principle. If in reality it is built upon the stability of infinite truth. What we saying? We don't gravitate to one science where we miss the essence of the rest. We have a clear understanding at the BBT. We under the triple roles. We have a clear understanding of the Paraclete, the Fatimid, the Jerusalem, the Christian per se. We're not here to have an argument over no religious dogma. How? And we adapt and we understand. How? And we tell you we tasawwuf, we Sufi. We can't be biased on no crafts because we understand the crafts. We understand we are the craft. And so the last one I give y'all, because there's much more, but the last one I give y'all is the Lamb, the book, and the 7 seals. All the symbology I'll be giving y'all. And when you see the symbology, it all means something. When you look at the lamb sitting on the book with the 7, how can I say, strings hanging, all things symbology. And then when I get y'all in the 7 seals and the 7 serpents, I sent y'all all the wisdom in the books and everything. It's just different levels of this science. This is Adapt wisdom. This all. This is Gnostic wisdom. This is esoteric wisdom. This is the wisdom that I've been introduced to. And so all we need is our brothers and sisters. Thanks for the donation, brother. And I'll send you the books, yep. But let's do this last one. The Lamb, the book, and the 7 seals. This is another composite symbol of which there are numerous theological interpretations. Therefore, I'm just going to give the mystical interpretation because I'm about to finish. But here in this context, my brothers and my good sisters, the lamb is generally alluded to as a symbol of purity, of innocence. It was customary to offer the lamb as a sacrifice for this reason. In the biblical scripture, you hear a lamb for a household. And because among nomadic people, it was one of the highest prized possessions. The book represents the word of the Creator, unaltered, true. The 7 seals, it is commonly agreed, alluded to the carnal virtues of man, such as fortitude, temperance, etc., and so on. And further, that symbol or symbols infer that he who acquires the truth of the Creator and an understanding of infinite wisdom, or he or she who obeys the mandate of the Creator, shall be possessed of the cardinal virtues, the 7 seals, and have the purity and innocence of a lamb. Well, my brother said, please don't stop one more. Well, what time are we at? Okay, bro, I got to, this is my last one. Thanks for the donation. He said, man, I can keep giving you donations. No, I got to stop. I'm an hour in, brother, with gratitude. The last one I'll do is, y'all see in Theosophy, y'all ever see the snake and you would think the snake biting itself? You remember, you ever seen that, y'all? Okay.
Yeah.
And then put the hourglass in the middle. All this stuff, Adam Blavatsky, all this stuff is more science. So I'll do this last one. The serpent and the hourglass. The symbol is a composite one, a combination of 2 very old symbols. The oldest of the 2 is the snake with his tail in his mouth. The snake has long been used as a symbol of wisdom by the ancients. Remember, in the medical field, you see the snake going up the chalice.
That's a stiff-necked people eating itself.
And the Baphomet, you see the snake. We are the coons. We coons, what? The Kundalini rising. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir, Malik. We are the Kundalini. Yes, rising. There is no definite reason given in any sacred literature or in any early record as to why wisdom has been attributed to this serpent, unless it arose from the biblical story of the Garden of Eden and similar stories. But the symbol of the circle formed by the snake placing his tail in the mouth is a symbol of what? Eternity. Just like the so-called circle 7 with the so-called indentions. It's all the symbology is the same. Just like the compass and the square with the G in the middle, all the same. Just like I showed y'all, just like the so-called swastika, you put a circle, all the same. The universe without being or end, complete in itself and all wise. Why? Because there never was a time when man was not. That's why. The world gonna end. Yeah, to you, a different dispensation. And when this symbol is combined with the one of the hourglass, which alludes to time, the interpretation is universal wisdom, being constant in its application and eternal in its existence. So I'll stop right there, man. We'll stop right there, man. And like I said, brothers and sisters, we have a full library. Anytime you give donations, I'm going to give you books and things for your library. And, like I said, we're building, and Allah's will, we're going to have our first brick and mortar in my city of Flint as we continue to do things in all my muftis areas as they build, and we have our subordinate temples in their areas. So once again, brothers and sisters, it's not contingent on you donating here. You don't have to. But if you would like to, it's all on my, hold on, Jojo. It's all on my handle if you want to. And then you just send me an email at Goodman, KHARY @gmail.com. Or however if you do donate, leave your email so I can send you an email so I can say peace and love, and I can send you a piece of wisdom, and we can start building database with each other, man. So we can start building the community. So thank y'all once again, and thank y'all all that donated, those that Didn't donate, thank you again for your time. If you can share this, man, and share it with others. And like I said, we're here. We have an email, a website. Any questions you want to ask, please keep it respectable. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for your time. Noble Malik, Lamarck, anybody, y'all got anything y'all want to add as we close?
No, I'm just saying gratitude for the teachings. We're gonna continue to build this infrastructure so that everybody benefit. But come along and help build. Stop being spectators.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And y'all see my information going on the bottom? We've been having so many people on TikTok. Y'all hit us up. Get some books from me, man. I don't care. Like I said, today's special. Like every day I'm gonna do a special. Once again, today's special is the book Forgotten Call of the Civil War by Tinsler. The Forgotten Call of the Civil War. The book is $1,000 on Amazon. The book is $1,000 on Amazon. All we asking is a $20 suggested donation to our temple and school. You know, you see my handle and you email me and I send you the book because I want you to have it as an ebook. That's my gift to them. That's my gift. So if you're into reading, if you're into studying, let me be your person that help you and get everything to you. But gratitude, thank you, man. Y'all have a good Saturday. Tell someone you love them and do something for somebody. You know, as I'm gonna do something for somebody today, as I always do, because my life is charity. But thank y'all, man. Malik, Lamarck, everyone that's not here, man. Everyone in their travels. Everyone, thanks for the blessings and for the your spirit. You know, my mom had her surgery. Everything went well. She got to do some recovery real soon coming up, but everything is great. And like I said, let's just keep going, man. And there's gratitude to righteousness and brotherhood and true science, man, and standing strong in our square. But brothers and sisters, once again, we do operate off donations. And if you do like the teachings, please don't hesitate to donate. I don't care if it's $5. If that's all you have, I'm going to still give you the book. Why? Because I want you to have it. So once again, thank y'all. And thank y'all, Malik. Oh, what you say, gratitude and grateful to you too, Marion, Fargo. I'm on everybody on YouTube, Hotep, peace and love. My information is Goodman, KHARY @gmail.com. If y'all got my information, y'all get with me. I want to bring everybody to StreamYard so we can start having dialogue, so we can start talking to each other. Everybody on TikTok and on YouTube and people on StreamYard, I want us to come together so we can, when I start doing these scheduled panels on specific topics, people can have their questions and we can have all those questions at a database. One of my muftis can be the moderator or someone else can be the moderator, and we can answer things from love and give people research, because it's nothing new under the sun, y'all. And we have a lot to give at the BBT. We have a full library, and we can help, and we can give y'all stuff that people that you would pay hundreds and thousands of dollars on Amazon. You can get it from us from pennies of a dollar. Everything about our culture: fez, turbans, kufis, shemags, tunics, we provide it. So once again, man, just let's build our community. Talk to each other, man. Inboxes, man. You know, let's build this so we can remove the veil of religious dogma. It's only one science. It's only one history. It's only truth. It's only one truth. We can't be that biasness and that crazy thinking it's more than one truth, thinking it's more than one science, thinking it's more than one law. No, that's how we lead people into a burning house. That's how we lead people to mess their lives up. And we're not here to do that. We're here to resurrect something, man, something that's valid, something that our children can be proud of, something that our parents and our elders and our ancestors can be proud of. And we have the opportunity to do that. So once again, y'all, please use me as a source. Hit me up. I love all y'all, and we out. Take us out, Malik.
I'm a spirit speaking, truth seeking, heart reaching, knowledge leaking, seeds sowing, harvest reaping, man of meager means. I have yet.
mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z.
Once again, this broadcast has been brought to you by mypdfbooks.com. That's books with a Z, where reading fundamental. Also brought to you by bindedbooks.com, where treasures are bound. Be sure to get all of your teas at My Son's Teas, the tea of teas divinely prepared at herbsofmyaunt.com. Be sure to check out all of those musical stylings by Brian Hicks Bay at bhbaymusic.com. For your everyday items and religious regalia, be sure to check out morrishaberdasher.com. And for that everyday especial Morris drip, be sure to check out morsachi.com. And all of these companies are powered by ALO Design Pros. Design your online business strategy today.
No such thing as failure, baby. Don't forget who made you. You can't be thinking